Hey, Shalom, Akim Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to begin by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth, and Shalom to the hopeful elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. All right, this is an AI overview of critical race theory. All right, it says it primarily teaches that race is a social construct, not a biological reality, and that racism is deeply embedded within societal systems and institutions, leading to systemic inequalities that disproportionately affect people of color. Key points include the social construction of race, the normalcy of racism, interest, convergence, intersectionality, and the importance of counter storytelling from marginalized perspectives. All right. So, the main point that I want to go into is how, systemic racism is not just individual. Let's see, it says racism is not just individual prejudice, but is ingrained within institutions, laws, and policies, leading to ongoing racial disparities. That's right, and that's all true. All right. Now, of course, we eat the meat, spit out the bones. All right, because race is definitely biological. Okay, I'm not gonna agree with the first part of this definition that says that that it's a social construct, because that's a lie. It is biological. Okay, but the true part about it is that it says that racism is deeply embedded within societal systems and institutions. Okay, and you can see this clearly at your job, man. Who's doing all the work at the job site? All right, it's always Jake doing the menial work. All right, and we're the Edomites. All right, they're sitting in a cozy office on their ass. All right, making at least $5 more an hour. Okay, us Jakes, Israelites, the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native Americans. All right, we're the last ones hired and the first ones fired, man. All right. And what I want to go into today basically is, some of these things that, because Trump is making a lot of moves, and he's making these moves fast. He's signing these executive orders, all right? And, I just want to report on it as a watchman, all right? The title of this article is Trump to Target Critical Race Theory, Promote School Choice. Right, so basically, the thing we just read on the AI overview, they do teach it in schools that, racism is systemic. They teach about the history of how so-called white people enslaved so-called black people, all right? And, the social injustices that so-called black people have to face, all right? And Trump is trying to do away with that, man. And you know what? That's an attack on the Southern Kingdom right there, man. All right? That's an attack on the Southern Kingdom. All right? And also, you know, he's trying to do away with DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion. All right, which is the only reason why they even hire our people, man. All right, because it's made into a policy, and they get certain, tax breaks for hiring niggas and spics. All right, but you know, the main thing here is that in this article, it's talking about the critical race theory. Okay, so they're trying to get rid of this ultimately because that these Edomites, they hate feeling that white guilt because they know they're guilty, man. All right, history proves it. The scriptures prove it. All right, and your own two eyes and ears can prove it if you pay attention in your day-to-day life, man. All right, these Edomites stole this land from the Native American Indians. All right, they stole America. All right, from the Native American Indians and from the so-called Mexicans and from the so-called West Indians. All right, or Salakia, the Seminole Indians, all right, the ones who lived in Florida. That land, this is all stolen land, all right. You can see these ICE raids. They're getting rid of our people, sending them back to their country where they're even more oppressed in, okay. But they're also attacking you Southern Kingdom tribes, man. But y'all might not see it. All right. Now, a lot of you do see it, and you've known that, for the longest time, all right, this devil hates you. All right. But don't think that these ICE raids can't come to you either, man. Because they can, man. They can easily target Southern Kingdom with these raids, man. All right. Or with the military, or whatever Trump decides to do, man. Because this guy, you know, you'll think everything's okay, and then boom, overnight, everything changes, man. Because he's making a lot of moves. All right. Let's see. It says President Donald Trump is expecting to sign an executive order Wednesday that would defund K through 12 schools that teach radical gender ideology or critical race theory. And something I noticed that they do a lot, okay, to trick you, is they try to, paint. They sandwich the truth with lies, okay? So they're sitting here acting like they have the moral high ground, all right? These so-called white people, they do this all the time. You know, they like to lump so-called black people in with let me say it like this, moes, okay, right? Men who like to lay with men and women who like to lay with women, all right? All right, they like to lump us all in the same category, and I really don't appreciate that shit. All right, and you so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos out there, so-called Native Americans, you need to stop being simple. All right, stop. Don't unite with these people. All right, we're not a bunch of degenerates. All right, the scriptures say a man shall not lay with a man, a woman shall not lay with a woman. All right, just because your enemy wants to lump you in with those weirdos, okay, that has nothing to do with us. All right, and the reason they sandwich this shit together is because if they just said we're gonna get rid of critical race theory, then it would just be outright racism. All right, but what they do is they sandwich it together with this Mo shit, which clearly is wrong. Right, radical gender ID, right, which is, it goes further than just Mo shit. They teaching the kids in the schools, how to have intercourse with the same sex, and they teaching them that shit from a young age, and then they want to put that shit on the same level and say that critical race theory, basically is the same thing as that. You see, which critical race theory is nothing but the truth being spoken. And they want to compare that to their filthy degeneracy, which is really an Edomite thing. You so-called white people invented that Mo shit. All right, that's your heritage, man. All right, you so-called white people, you're the ones that like to switch roles and act like a bunch of fucking weirdos at work. Always got to make a freaking Mo joke. All right, so that's your shit. Don't lump that shit in with us, man. All right. But we could see right through this, man. This has nothing to do with Moses. All right. This is all about an attack on the Israelites, man, specifically the Southern Kingdom. All right. Because once, now that this man is in, you got Edomites bucking up now and being blatantly racist now. All right. Now they don't have to hide their racism. Now they could just come after you Negroes, man. All right, they already coming after us, so-called Hispanics. They hiring bounty hunters to come after us. They coming into our jobs. They coming into the schools, separating families, sending people to Guantanamo Bay, to go get waterboarded. Right? They deporting actual U.S. citizens, man. Because they got quotas, man. Their goal is to meet them quotas, and they just grab whoever the hell they're gonna grab. They could rip up your papers. I mean, hey, this is the devil, man. This is the same people that stole the land from the natives. They broke every treaty, okay? And don't even think that this has anything to do with deportations and being illegal or legal. It has nothing to do with that, man. All right, what these devils are doing is they're laying the groundwork, the excuses, the technicalities that they're gonna use so they can justify coming after you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. They're laying the groundwork for biblical prophecy to be fulfilled, which ultimately is the Lord doing it. All right, and that prophecy is Jacob's trouble, man. A time this a great tribulation, man. You know, a time like no other. That's what's coming, man. And these are the signs that you can pay attention to and understand what this man is thinking. This devil, Donald Trump, what he's thinking and what he's planning, man. All right? Let's keep going. It says, according to the documents, the goal is to shift focus back to excellence and patriotism, right? So, excellence, you know, basically just being a better slave at your job. All right? They're going to teach you how to be a good worker. And patriotism, which is basically just white supremacy, man. All right? So that's how they're going to word it this way, but if you could read between the lines, you know what it is. All right? Preparing students to become patriotic citizens ready for the workforce. Exactly. See? That's the spirit, man. I haven't even read this article yet. All right? Not political activists. And it really got nothing to do with politics, man. It's just the truth. And you devils don't want to admit it because you're guilty, man. All right? Here you are. You put the the Southern Kingdom through slavery for over 250 years. All right? Then you throw them in ghettos. All right? Then you feed their children to alligators. You murder them. You grape their women. All right? You took their heritage from them. Okay? Then you told them they're black. You see? And then they throw, like I said, they throw you in ghettos. And then what little opportunity you do have now with DEI, now he wants to take it away. Okay? And then he also wants to get rid of the, you know, the critical race theory, which is going to basically create a generation of racists, man. All right? Because, you know, the younger generation was starting to catch on to Esau's, you know, Esau's wickedness, right, of his ancestors. Okay, now Trump's want to cover it up, but, you know, you can't do anything against the truth before it. All right? But it's just the principle, man, that this man is the devil. He's a fucking liar. All right? Let's get the scriptures out. All right, what does the scriptures say about this? This is Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. You see, that's exactly what this devil is doing, man. They did slavery. They stole the land. All right, and what do they tell you? Get over it. That's what they tell you, man. All right? But when it comes to other things where a bunch of white people die, it's called never forget. You see? Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. See, and they celebrate because they're rich, all right? But, hey, man, it's going to turn around eventually. All right, eventually this thing's going to turn around. All right, Jacob's trouble will turn into Esau's trouble. And when Yahushua returns, that's the end of your kingdom, Esau. So you can celebrate. You can blaspheme the Lord's name all you want. All right? You can keep pushing your lies all you want, man. But this shit's going to come to an end, man. This is Isaiah chapter 19 and 4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord, Yahweh of hosts. And right, Donald Trump is looking like a very good candidate for this prophecy, okay? Because he is a cruel Lord, man, and we believe he is Nero in the reincarnation. You could look into ancient Rome and read about Nero, okay, when these, you know, what he did was he created these massive fires, and then he put the blame on the Jews. All right? You could read about, you know, in the ancient Roman Empire, how the Jews were expelled from Rome. Okay, so these things that have happened in the past, they're going to happen again. Right? That's why the scriptures say that which has been is that which shall be. And there is no new thing under the sun. All right? That's why in the world, there's a saying, if you don't study history, you're doomed to repeat it. Okay? And that's why the scriptures tell us, man, these things that happened before, they going to happen again, man. Because it's reincarnation, man. The same spirits that were alive back then, they're going to come back today into their lot. Right? And they're going to do exactly what they did before, man. All right? Same with the prophets. All right? Now let's go back. And actually, let's look at that. Here's a claim. Just some proof to what I'm saying, you know. Let's see. It says truth behind Trump's claims that DEI is to blame for a plane crash. Right. So, you know, this plane crashed in D.C. An airliner crashed with a Black Hawk helicopter. And he's blaming diversity, equity, and inclusion, saying that, you know, some air traffic controllers fucked up because, you know, basically because of the color of their skin or their race, which is not about the color of their skin. It's a lie, because this hatred Esau has for us is not about color. It's about, you know, nationality, the Israelites. Okay, so, you know, they've hated us ever since, you know, we took their blessing. All right, which was the Lord's will anyway. Okay, but ever since then, he's had a perpetual hatred for our people, and they still have that hatred, man. All right, but here he is blaming DEI. Okay, and the way I look at DEI is like, you know, it's the least you can do for destroying a whole group of people, man. Mentally, physically, emotionally. Okay, you could at least let them fucking work a job, man. All right, look at now that, you know, we can't, you know, just, you know, cut trees down, build our own little village, and, you know, live peacefully. You know, we're in captivity here. So we have to go to your jobs. We have to, you know, pay your taxes. We have to do, you know, integrate in the system, and then you don't allow us to integrate, man. He puts blocks, you know, he puts barriers in the way, man. That's the way these Edomites always been, man. You try to get a job, you sign a job application, you know, you fill it out, and, you know, it just goes into the trash can most of the time, man. The only jobs our people can get is like hard labor, the jobs that, you know, these so-called white people don't want to do. That's the jobs they allow us to work. All right, here you are. You could be fully qualified to be an air traffic controller. All right, but they're not going to hire you because you're an Israelite, man. All right, or it's going to be very hard. You're going to have to, you know, keep trying and keep trying. Eventually, you might get in through the grace of Yahweh Shem El Shai. All right, but the point is that these Edomites, man, what they're doing now is they're trying to, you know, back you tribes up into the wall, and you don't see it, man. A lot of you are fighting amongst each other, you know, Northern Kingdom against Southern Kingdom. You know, you got these ICE raids, and all I see in the comments is a bunch of so-called black people making fun of them and acting like, you know, oh, you brought it on yourselves, you know. You voted for Trump, and it's like, you know, it's really not like that, because a lot of the the ones that are getting deported, they didn't vote for Trump. I mean, a lot of them didn't. All right, and if they did, then yeah, okay, they brought it on themselves. All right, but at the end of the day, you got to remember, man, we're the same people. All right, the scriptures say a house divided against itself cannot stand, man. All right, now first and foremost, we went off against the Lord. All right, and that's why we're in the condition we're in, man. But another way that we go off as a nation is, you know, this fighting amongst each other, man. All right, you got to understand, just because we look different right now, okay, that doesn't make us a different nation, man. We're the same people. Okay, you know, yeah, there's been some mixing, you know, and shit, but it's all through the seed line of your father, man. All right, we all got the same Israelite spirit. Okay, and we, you know, the only real way that our nation is going to come back together is, and it's coming back together, is through this truth, right? The truth of the scriptures, all right? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the elect of this nation has already come back together, man. All right, we're not over here envying, like the scriptures say, Ephraim will not envy Judah, and Judah will not vex Ephraim. You see, these devils got y'all in the palm of their hand, dividing and conquering you, and y'all just gonna act like, oh, I'm good because I'm African American. I'm a citizen, right? Same thing with the Native Americans, man. Now he's trying to deport Native Americans, man. He's trying to end the birthright citizenship, and I don't see it far fetched if he does that, and then starts deporting uh, so-called Negroes back to Africa, all right? Which you're not from Africa. That's where they found you when you were running away from the Romans, all right? But just like they're sending the northern tribes over there to Guantanamo Bay, all right? They might be from Mexico, but they're sending them over to that prison in Cuba, all right, or concentration camp where they're waterboarding people. Okay, hey, that same shit could happen to Southern Kingdom because, oh, well, birthright citizenship, right? Hey, don't put anything past this guy, man. This man's a devil, all right? And if he really is Nero in the reincarnation, that's exactly what's going to fucking happen, man. He's going to find a reason, a technicality, some excuse, some story, some fucking false flag event, some psyop to stick his boot all the way up your ass, man. Every last one of you tribes, man. All 12 of you. All right, now's not the time to be, comfortable, man. All right, if you're not in this truth, hey, it's time to get in this truth 100%. Come back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and repent, because if not, you're going to be destroyed in Jacob's trouble, man. It's going to be ugly for you, man. None of you are safe out here. Not one of you, man. All right, the only ones that's safe is the elect. All right? The elect of Yasharallah. All right? This is Sirach 34 and 22. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him. You see? So if you fuck someone over out of a job, okay, it's like murder, man. It says, and he that defraudeth the laborer of his hire is a bloodshedder. Right? Because that's how you make your bread, man. You make your bread by going to work. And if Esau's out here, denying applications for no reason, just for the fact that you're an Israelite, what he's doing is committing murder, man. He's guilty of fucking murder. All right? So you Israelites need to wake the fuck up and understand that this man's not your friend, man. He's never been our friend, man. Zechariah 11 and 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. All right, yeah, if you can't find a job as a so-called black man, what do they say? Oh, that's a skill issue. Oh, you should have studied more. Oh, you should have done this or that, Oh, well, you were born in the hood. It's called lace yourself up by the bootstrap. Mm-hmm. Oh, your ancestors served slavery? Shit, well, you can't get no handout. You want a handout? You want a handout? Go get a job. You see, that's how they talk, man. They just this insensitive attitude. All right, and any of you that think that this man has an ounce of righteousness in him, you're wrong, man. These people as a collective are sick in the head, man. All right, and they're coming after you tribes, man. Every last one of you, man. This is that same scripture in the Good News Translation, Sirach 34:22. It is murder to deprive someone of his living or to cheat an employee of his wages. And they've been doing that since the beginning, man. That's why the scriptures say the devil came to steal, kill, and destroy, man. All right? And then especially in these last days, these last few seconds of the last days, it says the devil will come down with great wrath. All right? So he's already been fucking us over. What do you think's going to happen? Right at the very end, before Yahweh Shai returns, man, he's going to go hard on you, man. And you Israelites better repent, man. All right? Here's another article. It says Pentagon pauses Black History Month, Juneteenth, Pride, and other observances after Trump's DEI ban. See, it's all they lumping a bunch of shit together. Moism, all right. They always throw that in there, but really, what they after? Let's see, Juneteenth and Black History, right? So they trying to get rid of and I believe, let's see, Juneteenth. Uh, Independence Day is a federal holiday. It is celebrated annually. Emancipation of enslaved people in the U.S. Right, you see that? So they won't even let you celebrate that because they want you back in slavery, man. Don't y'all see? And Black History Month. What's wrong with learning a little history? Even though I'm going to keep it 100, Black History Month doesn't really teach you your history. All right, but it's the fact that his intention is to disrespect you. You see? To speak loftily about your oppression. You see? This should be a clear indication that this Nero Trump, man, he's after you Southern tribes, man. All right? And y'all know, hey, they always go hard on Judah. But Judah's the leader. So, hey, you better repent. Pray to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Have faith in the scriptures. All right? That's the only way out of this trouble, man. Like the scriptures say in Daniel 12:1. Let's get that. Daniel 12:1. We're going to close out, Lord wills. All right? And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, right? It's going to get so fucking bad. Michael's going to have to stand up. It says, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. All right, so this is the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, and it's only really going to be very horribly bad, mainly for our people. Okay? So just keep that in mind, man. A good example of this is what's going on with this migrant situation, man. A lot of migrants, all right, that are just here to work, they're getting their asses kicked. They're getting separated from their families. All right, some of them are getting waterboarded over there. All right, and they're not telling you everything that's going on, man. You think it's just the worst criminals that's going over there. You don't know. And knowing how this devil is, man, I would flip a coin on that fact, man. That's how confident I am. This devil is definitely taking so-called innocent migrants, right? People that's just here to work, okay? And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered. All right, so this is the time of our, Jacob's trouble, but it's also the time of the deliverance, man. Because in the midst of this Jacob's trouble, all right, after the MOTB is made mandatory for buying and selling, Yahweh Shai is going to return and put an end to this madness, man. All right, it says, everyone that shall be found written in the book. Right, and that's the elect chosen from the foundation of the world, man. Starting with the 144,000, right, the house of David, and then the rest of the elect, which is, all together is the 1/3. All right? So, yeah, we're coming into some dangerous times. Yasharallah, be circumspect. All right? Pray without ceasing. Okay? I pray that lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect. And until next time, shalom.